Hey, what up YouTube? This is Oscar, Mr. B Flooring. Today we're going to be doing a small laminate flooring job, and I'm going to have a time lapse in it, and also going to explain a few things on how to start, how to finish. All right, so we have already prepped this floor a few days ago. The floor was pretty bad. It's an old house that they remodeled, and the subfloor was just wavy as it can be. So we tried to do our best. We're going to start from left to right on here. Always make sure that big lip is coming towards you. See how I'm going to flip them? So that big lip coming towards you, the small lip going to the wall. Right there, left to right. So you start left to right, full piece, then cut. You don't even need a tape measure for marking the cut. You just flip the big lip towards the other side, so pretty much backwards. Put it next to the baseboard, expansion gap about 1/4 inch, and then mark it with your pencil. That assures you that you're going to be 1/4 inch away from the baseboard. You never want the vinyl plank or laminate or wood floors or even tile to be touching the baseboards, because they always expand and contract as there is different materials in the components. So heat and cold will make it expand and contract. Here I'm using this vinyl cutter that's makes my life a lot easier. I can pretty much just turn, put it in this machine, snap it, and then install the piece. It's a breeze, really. So if you're in this for a business, definitely invest in one of these. If you're just doing a one-time project, it's not worth it, because this one's about $500, and unless you have that kind of money or whatever you want to do. But then use the leftover cut to start the next row. Unless it's less than 5 inches, I would just start a full piece if it's less than 5 inches. What you could see there was the expansion gap. I used some spacers to keep it 1/4 inch away from the baseboard. When you're tapping, these help you, make sure you don't get close to the baseboard, as we explained before. Now you can just see how fast I am. I'm really not this fast, but having that cutter actually cuts on a lot of time, a lot of walking around outside for cutting with the saw or anything, and you just come back and put it in. Boom, boom, boom. I'm using the mallet to close the tiny little gaps. I'll explain later why I'm not using a tap block. But yeah, pretty much it's just keep going. Bring more planks and cut, go, cut, reuse. Now we're going down the hallway already. This hallway was horrible. That piece of baseboard on the right, it just goes in and out, so wavy. I had to make my cuts. I couldn't make them straight because it was gonna be too much gap for the shoe mold to cover. So I had to measure the one side and the other and then cut it accordingly. But it still went down pretty fast. And yeah, so we're almost to the end. Cutting the last strip. Just make sure you mark the cuts, and then I had to do these cuts with the jigsaw outside because there's only a certain width on my cutter. But it turned out great. You got your expansion gap all the way around. It varies from 1/8 to 1/4 to even 5/16. But the thing is, you must have a gap between the baseboards and the material. And that's it. This is probably worth about 2-3 hours worth of work. 3 hours. So here's a beautiful piece of transition that does not match the flooring, but who cares? I did not buy it, and I'm not living here, so they can deal with that. Guys, I know the main question on the comment section is going to be why no underlayment, and the reason is because the customer didn't want to spend the money on underlayment, and doing no underlayment is also approved by the manufacturer. So I looked that up when the customer said he didn't want underlayment. This is a rental house for him, so he's trying to keep the costs down, and I understand. So I work with my clients. As you can see also, this vinyl plank is from Home Depot, so it's not the best quality. I didn't use a block, what do you call it, tapping block, because being so cheap, usually even with the tapping block, the edges tend to just explode. That's why I use my the mallet, and there's a certain way you can hit it down and towards you at the same time that almost acts as a soft push block or whatever. But yeah, you gotta find. You can also tell the quality of the vinyl when you saw that that transition piece. It's just like a total different color that's supposed to be the same. Again, I don't get to pick those. They just give me the material and I install it. So if you do have any other questions, make sure you comment down below, subscribe, like the video, all that stuff. I'm gonna start making more videos more often because I've left my channel just kind of flow, and I promise I'll be in touch.